Welcome, everyone, to our 2-hour virtual seminar on handling and documenting an underperforming employee. My name is Chris Devaney. I'll be your presenter today. We're going to address 7 objectives today. We want to help you to identify early warning signs of underperformance and assess the impact of someone underperforming both on your team. Often, let's be honest, sometimes an underperforming team member can bring others down. In other words, let's say you have 10 people and there's one who's underperforming. You're almost sometimes asking 9 people to do the work of 10, and that's never enjoyable for anyone. And the impact of someone who's underperforming on your organization. That's a challenge as well. We also want to help you today to develop a structured approach to address performance issues, including setting clear expectations and goals. We're also going to address today the elements of conducting a difficult conversation, especially when someone is underperforming, to discuss the performance concerns that you have constructively, to engage them. We'll also be addressing today the steps to take to create an effective performance improvement plan, or PIP, which are tailored to an individual's employee's needs. This is a reminder of one of our most important charges as managers, and that is to remind them and then act accordingly. That my number one job as your manager is to provide you with as much support as I possibly can to enable you to perform at the highest level possible. That is always our number one job as managers. We have to communicate that and then actually act accordingly. We're also going to address the steps to take to document performance issues and related actions in a legally compliant and professional manner, to recognize common legal pitfalls and implement strategies to minimize risk to your organization, as well as the steps to follow to build a culture of accountability and continuous improvement within the workplace. So what we're starting to address today is the overall performance management life cycle. And what we need to be clear about, though, are I'm sorry, I skipped ahead there. Yes, I know the arrow is pointing right now at the evaluating and rewarding phase, which of course is when we are conducting someone's annual performance review. That said, though, someone's performance actually starts with the planning phase. It's during the planning phase that we conduct and help people to develop 2 plans. One plan is their performance plan, which lists their performance goals very clearly, as well as the professional competencies the individual team member is expected to work on developing and improving. And the second plan we help people to develop is a professional development plan. What can we do to identify early warning signs of someone underperforming? Let's talk a little bit more about the impact of someone underperforming on our team, as well as the impact of someone underperforming on our organization. What are some of the faster ways that we can enable a poorly performing team member to get up to speed? What are the steps we can take? And we do have to keep in mind worst case scenario. Why are we going to be conducting performance reviews, and how do performance reviews factor into this? Here is a draft agenda. What we're following as well is what we call the relating, strategizing, implementing method for solving a problem. They're going to indicate to us what steps did you take, what progress did you make when it came to improving your performance. 4 P's. The first is to prepare. Then we make sure we are 100% present. They implement that action plan. They practice it. Someone does such a great job at improving their performance. So what we've addressed today are 7 important objectives. We've identified the early warning signs of someone underperforming and assessed the impact of someone underperforming on their team and on our organization. We've also developed a structured approach relating, strategizing, implementing, preparing, conducting, and following up to address performance issues, including setting clear expectations and goals. We've also documented performance issues. We've also recognized common legal pitfalls and implement strategies to minimize any risk to our organization, and why it's important that we build a culture of accountability and continuous improvement within our workplace. So I do want to thank everyone for listening, participating in your own way. This is going to conclude our virtual seminar. That being said, I look forward to being helpful to you and everyone every time possible. Thank you so much.